Have you ever pondered the eerie silence that follows a person's unexplained disappearance? It's a silence that echoes in the hearts of loved ones left behind, a silence that reverberates through communities, and a silence that puzzles investigators. Mysterious disappearances are perplexing phenomena that have baffled humanity for centuries. They leave a trail of unanswered questions, broken hearts, and relentless quests for closure. From the missing children of Hannibal to the lost boys of Pickering, each disappearance is a labyrinth of intrigue, a riddle waiting to be solved. These are not the high-profile cases that make headlines around the world. Instead, they are lesser-known stories, quietly whispered in the corners of the world. But their mystery is no less profound, their impact no less devastating. So, prepare yourself for a journey into the unknown as we delve into the shadows where these individuals once stood. Brace yourselves as we unravel these 10 lesser-known but truly baffling disappearances. Our countdown begins in Hannibal, where 3 innocent lives vanished into thin air. The year was 1967. 3 young boys, full of life and curiosity, embarked on a journey to explore a local cave, a labyrinth of underground passages that had captivated their imaginations. Billy Hogue, Joey Hogue, and Craig Dowell were their names. They were last seen heading towards the cave, their hearts brimming with the excitement of adventure. But as the hours turned into days, their absence started ringing alarm bells. The town was gripped by fear and confusion. An exhaustive search was launched, with hundreds of volunteers combing the area and spelunkers navigating the dark, winding tunnels of the cave. Yet, despite the tireless efforts, the boys were never found. No traces, no clues, nothing. They had simply disappeared, leaving behind a community in shock and a mystery that continues to baffle investigators. Despite exhaustive searches, the children remain missing, their fates an unsolved mystery. Next on our list is the perplexing case of Tiffany Daniels. A vivacious young woman, Tiffany was an artist and theater technician at Pensacola State College, Florida. On a sunny day in August 2013, Tiffany clocked out of work early. That was the last time anyone saw or heard from her. Her sudden disappearance sent shockwaves through her community. Despite extensive search efforts, Tiffany was nowhere to be found. Her car was discovered at a local beach, but it revealed no clues about her whereabouts. The authorities, her family, and friends were all left scratching their heads. There were no signs of a struggle, no signs of foul play, nothing. It was as if Tiffany had vanished into thin air. Over the years, numerous theories have been proposed. Some suggest she started a new life, while others believe she fell victim to a tragic accident or crime. But without any concrete evidence, these are just theories. Tiffany Daniels remains missing, and her case continues to baffle investigators. At number 8, we have the enigmatic disappearance of Matthew Pendergrast. A promising student, Matthew was just 23 years old when he vanished into thin air. This wasn't a case of a young man going off the grid for a bit of adventure. No, this was something else entirely. Matthew left his home on a regular university day. The sun was shining, his classes were waiting, and his life was perfectly ordinary. But then he simply didn't return. His family, friends, professors, all were left in a state of shock and disbelief. Searches were conducted both far and wide, yet no trace of Matthew was found. As the days turned into weeks, then months, and finally years, the mystery only deepened. There were no solid leads, no credible sightings, just a deafening silence. The case of Matthew Pendergrast became a chilling tale of a life interrupted, a future stolen. Matthew's disappearance remains an unsolved mystery, leaving a trail of unanswered questions. Halfway through our list, we encounter the puzzling case of Brittney Wood. On the last day of May in 2012, Brittney, a young mother from Alabama, vanished without a trace. As investigators dug deeper, they unearthed a shocking web of secrets that had been hidden within her family for years. Brittney was last seen heading to her uncle's house, but neither she nor her uncle were ever heard from again. Her disappearance sparked an investigation that led to a horrifying discovery. Brittney's family, it turned out, was involved in a ring of deeply disturbing activities that had been going on for years. Despite the horrifying revelations, none of the information led to Brittney. The young mother's whereabouts remain unknown, her fate a chilling mystery. The case has left investigators and the public alike grappling with more questions than answers. Brittney Wood's disappearance remains unsolved, her fate uncertain. At number 5, we dive into the baffling disappearance of Rico Harris. Rico was a former Harlem Globetrotter, a towering figure both in stature and personality. His life was a blend of fame and struggle, but it was his sudden disappearance that left everyone puzzled. In early October 2014, Rico embarked on a road trip from California to Seattle, a journey he never completed. His car was found abandoned near Yolo County, a place far off his calculated route. Inside the vehicle, his cell phone, wallet, and backpack were left untouched. A day prior, he had left a voicemail for his girlfriend, sounding disoriented but determined to reach his destination. Search parties scoured the surrounding area, but Rico was nowhere to be found. His case turned cold, leaving behind more questions than answers. Was it a voluntary disappearance, an accident, or something more sinister? Despite extensive investigations, Rico Harris's whereabouts remain unknown. His story serves as a chilling reminder of how swiftly a life can veer off course. Next, we explore the chilling case of Anna Christian Waters. On a winter's day in January 1973, 5-year-old Anna Christian Waters was playing in the backyard of her family home in Broadmoor, California. As the day wore on, Anna vanished without a trace. Despite extensive search efforts, no evidence of Anna was ever found. The case quickly turned cold, leaving behind a wake of unanswered questions and a family in despair. Over the years, numerous theories have surfaced. Some speculate that Anna was kidnapped, while others suggest she may have been swept away by the nearby creek. The case was reopened in 2004 following new leads, but none brought investigators any closer to understanding what happened to Anna. Today, Anna would be in her late 50s, and while her family has never lost hope, the mystery of her disappearance continues to baffle investigators. Anna's disappearance remains a cold case, her fate a haunting mystery. At number 4, we delve into the confounding disappearance of Shelley Luty. A resident of Akron, Ohio, Shelley was known for her vibrant personality and love for life. She lived a seemingly ordinary life until one fateful day in the late 90s, she vanished without a trace from her home, leaving behind a chilling void. Despite comprehensive investigations and numerous search efforts, no substantial leads ever surfaced about her whereabouts. Her car, personal belongings, and even her beloved pets were left untouched, as if she had just stepped out for a moment. The abrupt nature of her disappearance, coupled with the lack of any discernible motive or evidence, has left investigators and loved ones in a state of perplexity. Years have passed, yet the mystery surrounding Shelley Luty's disappearance remains as impenetrable as ever. Every clue seems to lead to a dead end, keeping the truth shrouded in mystery. Shelley's case remains unsolved, leaving behind a cloud of mystery. Our penultimate case is the perplexing disappearance of Phoenix Coldon. Phoenix was a vibrant young woman with a promising future ahead of her. Yet, on a seemingly ordinary day in December 2011, she vanished without a trace. Her disappearance is shrouded in bizarre circumstances that have continued to baffle investigators and those who knew her. Phoenix was last seen in the driveway of her family home in Missouri. She was sitting in her car, a scene that was not out of the ordinary. However, what was unusual was the fact that she never came back. Her car was later found abandoned, miles away, with her belongings still inside. This raised more questions than answers. Despite extensive searches and investigations, no conclusive evidence has been found concerning Phoenix's whereabouts. Her family, friends, and investigators continue to search for answers. The case of Phoenix Coldon is a testament to the chilling reality of sudden and inexplicable disappearances. Phoenix's case remains open, her sudden disappearance a puzzling mystery. And finally, the most baffling disappearance on our list, the Lost Boys of Pickering. In the early spring of 1995, 5 teenage friends, equipped with their fishing gear and a zest for adventure, embarked on a fishing trip in Lake Ontario. Their vessel was a small, open motorboat, barely suitable for the unpredictable lake. As the day faded into night, their families began to worry. The boys never returned home. The following day, the boys' boat was found adrift in the lake, empty and damaged, with no sign of its previous occupants. The mystery deepened as extensive searches by the police, Coast Guard, and local volunteers turned up no trace of the boys. Theories emerged, from foul play to accidental drowning, yet no concrete evidence was found to support any of them. Despite exhaustive efforts, the lost boys of Pickering remain missing. Their disappearance, a haunting enigma. Their story is a stark reminder that even in our modern world, mysteries still abound, leaving us with more questions than answers.